Welcome to Elite in the Demon's Den. Actually going to be doing this a couple under level. This is a very challenging quest to solo at level. It is an extremely difficult quest for people who are newer to the game. And that is because it does require some coordination, and the Marilith in here hits really hard. Take a look at enhancements here. So I finally made all my dreams come true, and I have the Tainted Lore, which gives Death Award to my spellbook, so that's really awesome. And I didn't really have to spend a lot of points on things I didn't really want to get there. That would have been a travesty if I had to spend like 10 points on junk. Now, the only thing I didn't really want to get was this Wand and Scroll Mastery, but it is making my heal scrolls heal me for more, so it is helpful. And then I went and spent even beyond the 20 points and picked up the next Strong Pact here. I did pick up Celestial Spirit, which is the level 18 innate, and this is the one that makes me float around and have cool looking eyes. Pretty awesome. Gives you feather fall. And let's see what else does it do. Immune to knockdown effects, although I've heard that dragons and stuff that can still knock you down, the same kind of stuff that can knock you down when you're in Stand Against the Tide, can supposedly knock you down this. I haven't independently verified that, but that is a major bummer. I was hoping this would really make you immune to being knocked down. I just like Stand Against the Tide doesn't work against some things, which is complete garbage because it doesn't say, there's no exceptions in the way it's worded. It says, you know, you're immune to knockdown. End of story. Also, the Eldritch Aura ticks every 2 seconds now, so I gotta remember, turn my aura on, turn all my auras on. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 auras now that have to be turned on every time I log in. What a pain. I've also noticed that Celestial Spirit seems to want to toggle off when I'm zoning sometimes, or like when I'm exiting quest, so that's kind of a pain in the butt too. I might have picked up the extra point of Constitution. Nothing else going on. Let's take a look at gear. I did make some changes. The goggles of Charisma are the same as is the heavy blue dragon plate. On the bracers, I crafted Good Luck +2, but changed this to Conjuration Focus 2. That was Necro Focus 2. I have that elsewhere now. Conjuration, I just realized since the last video that both Everard's Black Tentacles, beautiful Warlock spell, and Trap the Soul are both conjurations. So if you're serious about playing Warlock and you want those spells to hit, 3 Cleric Pass Lives would be huge. Each Cleric Pass Live gives +1 to conjuration spells. And since we're talking about Trap the Soul, I also just discovered that it does not require spell components as a Warlock, which is pretty amazing. Actually, take a look at something here. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't have the spell components in the bag or something. I don't think those go in a bag anyways. Yeah, so that's awesome. That's another insta-kill right there. I picked up Trap the Soul as my 6th level spell just because there wasn't anything else that I thought was very exciting, and Voodu was my one tune with Trap the Soul, and so when she was a Sork, so I wanted to have that spell. I want to have a tune that can cast that spell because, if you're not aware, that the gems, the soul gems that are dropped when you successfully use that spell are used in crafting recipes, and notably like the 33 and percent absorption for fire and electric, but there are some others too. Lorenthar's Ring, this is out of Tower of Despair raid. This is upgraded to have Insightful Charisma 2. So I got Exceptional Charisma 1 and Insightful Charisma 2 at level 18. Pretty awesome. Strength 6. It's also part of the Knight of the Chalice set. I won't be doing anything with that set. Still have the Kundrak Delving Boots for freedom of movement. This is a new crafted item, casting dexterity. Lesser arcane casting dexterity reduces arcane spell failure by 5%, so that's helpful. Now I'm down to 14% arcane spell failure. Dodge 4% too. Circle of Hatred is the same. Min 2 belt's the same. Health 6, or Con 6 cloak is the same. Blast and Shine's the same. I could put something else on there. I don't need Feather Falling on there now since I have it as part of the Celestial Spirit innate. This is new Kinetic Lore, 15%, Dexterity 4. This was actually just on a ring before I moved it to the necklace because I didn't need to be wearing the Silver Flame Talisman anymore since I have Death Ward as a spell. So the next space opened up and I wanted to use Lorenthar's ring. The shield is the same, and I decided to switch to Death's Touch just for fun instead of the Lit 2 Scimitar. This is a pretty neat little weapon, and back in the day before the level cap was raised beyond 20, this was one of the only ways in the game to get greater necromancy focus. It's not as impressive of a weapon anymore, but I thought I'd use it just for fun. It's got necromancy focus 2, and it does some extra damage, negative energy spikes, got lesser vampirism, nullification 84. I'm not benefiting from that. Or Void Lore. I guess I am when my Fingers of Death fail, so they do negative energy damage. So 84 is a little bit better than what I have, 52 on the armor. So I just thought I'd because I had it, I thought I'd use it for fun. For my 5th level spell, my most recent 5th level spell, I picked Protection from Elements Mass, and so I've got to swap out my level 4 Protection from Elements for something better. So the Merilith in here hits really, really hard, and so you bring noobs in here and it's just a one shot, one shot, one shot. And you also have to coordinate the simultaneous killing of 3 different Ifrits. So very easy if you have 3 people in here that know what they're doing. But what makes it tough to do it with 1 or 2 is that these Ifrits, you have to pull them together if you're going to solo it. But they don't want to follow you like other mobs. When other mobs aggro on you, it's pretty easy to pull them or to move them around. But the Ifrits tend to lose, at least in this quest, they tend to lose interest really quickly. And they're very slow to move. So this is going to take me a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull the north and south Ifrits together and then take them to the east hall. The north and I'm doing the north. Going to do the north and south halls first because they are shorter than the third hall. And all the while that you're must have missed a lever or something. Yeah, there we go. All while you're trying to move the Ifrit around, you got the Merilith beating up on you. And like I said, she hits really hard. So here's one of the Ifrit, the Cursed Ritualists. So you really got to get out of his line of sight. And then just he slowly makes his way. He's really slow. And if you get too far away, he just gets bored of you and walks away. I picked up a wand of... Didn't I just say a few videos ago, a couple videos ago, that I needed to get a wand of resist energy, and I still don't have one? Shame on me. So she can't be killed until all 3 ritualists are down. If you like to torture noobs, this is a great quest to bring them into, and just watch them die until they rage quit. Here's one ritualist that almost got back in the middle. This quest gives a lot of chests, which is kind of cool, but it doesn't drop any named loot. Oh, it looks like he's losing interest. Yeah, he's starting to go back. You gotta watch this guy. You dog. Maryland has batted me around all over the place. Here he comes. Smack him, just for good measure. Make sure he knows we mean business. I'm gonna try to leverage the distance I can get away with them without them losing interest. Chest. Gonna have to let it go. Alright, let's make sure this column's still following us. Oh, ho, 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 ho. It's not the end of the world if he goes back to the middle, because we just don't want him to go back home, because we're coming back to the middle anyways. So this guy, it's not critical that he comes, we don't have to bring him to the end of the hall. We just don't want him to get too far away. Here's Ritualist Number Two. And here's the Demon Queen. Or the Merilith. Now, for those of you who've been playing pen and paper D&D a while, you may remember back in the days when the demons had different types. And Merilith, now they're called Merilith. But I believe the way that it was back in first edition is that there were only a handful of each of these like high-end demons. Like there was only, you know, say 8 Merilith. I don't know the exact number, but there wasn't like a bunch of them. There were only very few. There were very few of them, and they all had unique names. And Merilith was one of the name of a unique type, whatever demon this was. But then they changed it to, I think starting in second edition now, they are called Meriliths. I think I may have gotten too ambitious. Ooh, sweet. He didn't get too far. He looks like he's stuck on this stuff in the middle. That's pretty sweet. So if you look in the, I think it's the first edition monster manual, it says like, you know, type whatever demon, and it says Merilith, etc. Hello, Merilith, etc. I guess I'm going to have to make this one of my how-to videos. We're about halfway back. Standing up to this gal a lot better than I was Layla in medium armor. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. You punk. This is a quest that I typically wouldn't even do, but, you know, I'm going for max favor. It's a, you know, even if you're going for, and I say max favor, it's just not even what I'm actually going for. I'm just going for the 5,000 for the tome, which used to be generally considered a max favor, but there's like over 5,300 possible favor right now. So I mean, there's so much content that you can skip. Lost interest already. But I want to do this one, you know, a couple under, because it's challenging, couple under level, and, you know, as I've mentioned before, I'm trying to mix up the quests that I'm doing and potentially do like a video for every quest in the game would be cool, but I'm so far from that, it probably will never happen. heal scrolls hitting for 288. Oh no. This is bad. So I decided that I would cut some of the video out because I got a little too ambitious, which is a better word to use than impatient. I kept losing the first Ritualist, and he ended up going all the way back to his home on me. So what I ended up having to do is just take the first Ritualist all the way to the end of the second hall, which is just a lot of time-consuming nonsense. So decided I would just take that right out. So we've got the two Ritualists, and we're coming down the second hall toward the center. The one guy's kind of low too, so I turned my aura off. Killing him prematurely would be a backbreaker or a heartbreaker. It'll be one of those two, that much we can be sure of. So like I said before, you know, if you got 3 people that know what they're doing, and another important factor is that they are able to stay alive. Some of the mobs in here are pretty hard hitting, and it's pretty easy for people to get overwhelmed. But bottom line is you want to send 3 people down each hallway and have them prep their Ritualists, and then once everybody's prepped, then you kill, and you got about maybe a 20 or 30 second window to kill them. Otherwise they respawn. Once they're all dead, they stay dead. Once they're all dead at the same time, they stay dead. And then the Merilith becomes vulnerable. So this is the last leg of the trip. We just gotta take these 2 guys down to the end of this hall, which is the longest hall, and then kill all the Ritualists at the same time. Why can't these guys follow me like other mobs? Almost there. Gotta go all the way up here. Hallway is forever. Looks like they were thinking, is this drow really worth it? And here's our final clown. Guess we're gonna have to switch to blast. Can't afford to take that one down that's low too soon. all about the same now. Aura on. And here we go. A lot of hit points. But we got all the time in the world to kill her now. The acid fog's pretty obnoxious. Respawns. Yep, it's just that quick and easy, folks. How ridiculous is that? So then you get to go back to the center and get your 5 junk chests. But it's pretty cool to have 5 end chests. Well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this video, you can respond on YouTube. If you have any questions about the build I am doing, you can respond in the Warlock DDO forums. And if you happen to be on Sarlona, you are welcome to send me a tell.